everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So today I'm feeling better, by the way, if anyone was wondering. I'm feeling a lot better. Still achy and sore and crabby and depressed and all that, but I can at least function a little bit. But I have a story time for you today, and it's a serious story time. It's one I told you I was gonna talk about one day, and I'm just now getting to it. But hi, Brian. Hi, Brian. How you doing? So sweet. I am so sure you have some corgi in you. So Brian is hanging out with me. Brian's my dog. So in case you didn't guess. But Brian, don't stop licking my leg. Oh, now his face looks like his feelings are hurt. Come here with the face. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I hate it when people do that, and now I'm doing it. So I wanted to talk about a day in 1976. Now I'm remembering it better. I thought it was 1977, but it was 1976 because I remember there was an event that year, and it was 1976. So in this crappy little town I grew up in called Mayport, Florida. Crap hole. I hated it. People love it. People today like it. You grew up in Mayport? That's such a charming little town. There's no charm. I don't know where they get that from. I've had footage of it on my channel before. I have a earlier video about a crime that took place there. I'll share that below. I'll link that below. Pretty recent video of mine. But yeah, that place is not charming. And in the 70s, it's off the beaten path now, but in the 70s, we were really disconnected from everybody. We didn't have a grocery store or anything. If we had to go to the grocery store or something, it was a big deal. It was an event. But we had like a little champ, a tiny little cute little post office, and a ferry. The ferry's still there, but it's ran differently now. It's used to be ran by the state, and now somebody owns it or whatever. It's more touristy now than it is about transportation. And so tiny little place, and garbage. If anybody from there is watching this and these scammers are just finding out too much about people. They're like, send me scammy messages or texts saying, hey, I'm your son. That's not really what he said, but he put his name in the message. Maybe it's a coincidence, but it's weird because my son's name, is Marshall. And it's not a super common name. I mean, it's more common than Jerusalem for a name, but still. Okay, so anyway, about Mayport, crappy Mayport. So where was I? It's a crappy little town, and it was miserable, and I hated it, and most people from there love it and think it's charming, and they can't wait to go back. If I ever became a gazillionaire, I would buy that property, and I would just dump tons of bleach on it, and then lemon scrub it, and just start from scratch, because it's got potential. The land has potential. I'd get all the cats out of there first, though, because there are a lot of cats here, because it's a shrimping village. So anywhere there's shrimp or fish or crab, there's going to be cats. So, yeah. And there were some things about it that I liked, but it was stuff that I would have done no matter where we lived, probably. So, just being a kid there was actually cool most times, but scary a lot of times too. And I'm going to tell you about one of the scary times. So there was this man everyone thought was harmless. I want to say that everybody who would know anything about this story or would know anything more than what I know, and I don't know a lot, I'm just going to tell you what I know. But anybody who would know anything about the story or know what happened or what went down are all gone. They've all passed away. Everybody's gone. So, I have no information to give police or anything because it was just that long ago. And it was 1976. Everybody involved is gone now. And you know, I don't exactly know what, well, I'll just tell the story. Let me just tell the story. So me and two of my, it was four. Me and four of my friends would walk to the bus stop in the morning, and we would walk up my street, and then we'd have, at the end of my street, we'd cut through this little dirt path, and there were trees and stuff, but there was a path kind of cut out. By walking through there, it just kind of got worn down, and we would go there to get to our bus stop. And there was always this man that would hang out near, the bus stop was right by the Little Champ. He would hang out by the Little Champ, or sometimes he would hang up kind of far back at the bus stop. And I was 6 years old, but it made me uncomfortable. I thought it was creepy. But if you said anything to adults or anybody, they'd be, oh, he's harmless, he's just a little kooky. And then he started like getting even more brazen, like trying to talk to us, and it was really weird. It was just like you would imagine. It was a stereotype of a creepy guy, like, hey little girl, like that, like just the stereotype of a creeper, you know. And he was like, I remember he was dirty, and I don't know if he was homeless or, and I'm not saying homeless people are necessarily dangerous. I'm just talking about this one particular person. I didn't know if he was homeless or if he lived with somebody or what the deal was, but he was scary. He was very scary. I was a little kid, so he was tall to me. I don't know if he was actually tall, but when I was a little kid, he appeared tall, and his like two front top teeth were missing, and the rest of his teeth were on the verge of leaving. And he was scruffy and skinny, and he stunk of cigarettes, and he always wore just like clothes that were way too big for him. And he had this like army jacket that he wore, and even when, it seemed like he wore that even when it was hot out. But we didn't deal with him for very long. This all happened in a matter of weeks. But he just kept getting braver and braver, like trying to talk to us, to the point to where kids would get off the bus and run, and they would tell the bus driver and stuff, but the bus driver was just like, he's harmless. Children are telling you this man is making them uncomfortable, girls and boys. He is making them uncomfortable. He's harmless. Well, it turned out he's not so harmless. So, but kids would, when they would stop the bus at the bus stop in the afternoon, kids would get off the bus and run home in their various directions. And me and my little group of friends would run home too. And so one day, bus stop, and he was there waiting for us. He would be at the bus stop waiting for us. And in 1976, people didn't go to the bus stop to meet their kids. You know, I don't know, maybe that was a normal thing for other people in 1976, but their parents didn't come meet their kids at the bus stop. And so us 5 girls got off the bus, and as soon as we got off the bus, we ran home, like really fast. Usually our brothers were with us, our older brothers, but this time, because there were 2 older brothers, my older brother and one other older brother. But this time, for whatever reason, they weren't with us. I can't really remember why. Maybe they had Boy Scouts or something. I can't remember why, but I know they would have been with us if they didn't have something going on. So we get off the bus and we run, and we go through that little patch of land that's that was like walked through, that was created by people walking through it. And one of the girls, I can't even remember her name. I know that's sad. I should remember her name. I know it was something like Mindy or Cindy or something like that, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But she dropped something. So she was like, wait, you guys, I dropped whatever she dropped. And so we stopped and turned around, and she's walking back to get it, and that guy grabs her and pulls her behind a tree. We don't know what to do. We're 6 years old. One of us is 5, and we see this, and we're freaking out. We don't know what to do. So we all run home. My home is the closest. So I run in and I tell my dad, you know, someone grab Mindy, that man at the bus stop. And my dad left the house. And my mom was holding me back, but she was like looking out the door. And then I saw a couple other dads of the kids I was friends with walking down the street towards the little trail where he grabbed her at. And to this day, I don't know what happened. But, you know, my dad came home, he came home at dinner time, so maybe about 3 hours later, and just sat down in his chair, started reading a book, didn't say anything about it. I have no idea what happened. We never saw that guy again, but we never saw, we'll just call her Mindy. We never saw her again either. And we have no idea what happened. So that's how charming Mayport is. So, I mean, you can't blame the town for one person, but when you take all the crappy stories and mush them together, there is a series of books. Actually, the writer's last name is Reynolds. He knew my sister. He knew me when I was a kid. He was actually my PE coach when I was in the 6th grade. Excellent storyteller, but he has a series of books. If I can find links to them, to like them on Amazon or something, I'll link them below. But it's Jetty Man, Mullet Run. There's a couple other ones, but it's all part of a series. And he does an excellent job painting a picture of that place. I think he spreads a little bit of magic dust on it, but pretty good story. Eric, my husband, if you don't know, he went to the bookstore one day and he was actually there signing his books. And so Eric bought one because he knew that I knew him. And so he walked up to him to get the book signed, and he said, yeah, my wife grew up there and she hated it. And he asked who it was, who his wife was, and he said, me. And he remembered me and asked about my whole family because he knew my family. He knew all of us. That was one thing. Everybody there knew everybody. But he said, yeah, he didn't blame me. It's a shitty place. So, yeah, I'm not the only one that feels that way, but I'd like to think other people must feel that way. They just don't want to say anything because everyone else loves that place so much. But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tragic, terrible story. I wish I had a resolution. I wish I knew what happened, but I don't. And I wish I knew where to start to kind of maybe investigate it, but I don't even know where to start. So yeah, that's my story. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, not enjoyed it. It's a sad story, but you know, I hope you were like engaged or, you know, paying attention, whatever. But that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to all of you later. Bye.